So, hello everybody, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. And today it gives me immense pleasure to introduce you to our speaker for today's podcast because he's a person who's very close to me and I have seen him personally grow. And trust me, his statistical analysis is amazing. So, that is why we have chosen him for today's session. So, his name is Mr. Devansh Murarka, and he's from Westcorp, Chembur. He is FRM level 1 qualified, which is a genuinely very tough level of examination. He has done a pre-statistical course from IIM Ahmedabad. He has also done various courses on analysis and risk management from London. He has an experience in wholesale as well as retail in pharmacy for 4 years. And the most important thing, he's a physics Olympiad winner in his district. So thank you, Devansh, for sparing out some time today and joining us in today's session.
Thank you so much. It's glad to know, and I genuinely wanted to be a part of your channel, and it feels blessed to be a part now.
Thanks. So, viewers, today's from the thumbnail, you all would have made it out that today's session is all about loopholes and dark areas in pharmacy. So, Devansh has personally, being a very good analyst, has identified certain gaps and dark areas, जो वो हम सबके साथ share करेंगे. So, the first and the very most important question up to you, Devansh, is what are the major loopholes in pharmacy and medicine field?
See, when I ask you to identify a loophole in any field, so the loophole would exist in the sector in a field where the most complication is there. And in the country where, like in a country like India, where we have a diverse, we have a location diversity, we have a logistical errors. So basic or most complicated thing in India is supply chain. So most of the pharmaceutical loopholes also, if we identify the multiple loopholes, and when we say the counterfeits are also the fake medicines which we call, they also land up in the pharma market in the supply chain sectors. Other than that, there are some of the loopholes in the manufacturing sector. Some of the loopholes are there on still there are the many retail chains and many of the retail pharmacy. There are some of the loopholes there. So multiple loopholes exist in the pharma industry. We would definitely go into deep in more into this in this podcast.
Okay. So three major things that Devansh said I personally noted is supply chain, manufacturing, and retail chain. These are the three major fields where there are dark holes present. So the next question is, what are the major dark areas in pricing, policy, e-commerce, and supply chain management in pharmacy?
Pricing policy is an edge in pharmacy and as well as it's a dark side of the pharmacy. When we say, whenever I say I have a pharmacy, if I sell a pharmacy medicines, everyone is say, बहुत पैसा कमा रहा है तू. And reason is that the margin that that medicine has, the paracetamol medicine, which would cost you 10 rupees per 10 rupees 10 tablet, would just cost me 2 rupees. Means I am earning almost 8 or 6 rupees after cutting the whole EBITDA, like after cutting off the whole tax. So this was the pharma thing gives you the in pharma medicines you get a lot of pricing power, but that pricing power also comes with a lot of taxation policy. In pharmacy, the taxation policy is very complicated. We all know GST slab percent, GST slab 8%, 16%, 32%. Now issue with pharmacy is in many of the Western countries the constant GST slab is whether it's a OTC medicine or whether it's the narcotics medicine that would have a common GST slab 18%. But that's not like in India. Even in India, we have a GST slab for different medicines. So it gets a headache for the retail consumer. Then there is a GST cut at every point. When manufacturer give to a super stockist, there would be a GST cut. That super stockist when give to a wholesaler or a distributor, there would be a GST cut. To a retail, then that would be GST cut, and after consumer also there would be a GST cut. Another CGST, SGST, and that it create a lot of complicated things. So that's a complicating sign for pricing point of view. Then many a times the surgical products and all their MRP is quite expensive as compared to the selling price. You can see if you go to a retail shop, there would be a MRP of a surgical band, or if it's a collar band or something that would cost 1400 or something, but that retail person would sell at a 700 price cost. At a 700, he would still making a lot of profit. So still pricing point and a lot of things is quite a chaos in pharma industry.
Okay, so thank you for breaking down that GST chain for us, like manufacturer to super stockist. And जो example तुमने दिया, that was really more relatable वो band का. So thanks for explaining that as well. Now moving ahead, could you just give a more briefing about manufacturing and counterfeit products? Like उसमें कौन सी चीज है ऐसी, जैसे there are new AI concepts coming, blockchain technology and all. So what are your views up in that?
Okay. See, issue with the counterfeit medicines are, see, when we say, if I say you give me brands which have paracetamol tablets, you will give me thousands of brands in India which would have a which would be selling paracetamol tablets. But if I give you give me the like if I say to give me the name of the companies or give me the name of the manufacturer who are making the paracetamol tablet, then there would be less than 5 or 6 companies which would you tell. Company. Like if you give a perfect example, I don't know it's allowed on your channel or not copyright issues, but if I give an example, Mama, we all know Mama. Mama is not a manufacturing company. It's a marketing company. It's not a cosmetic brand. It's just a marketing company. It outsources their product from someone and it just give their white labeling name. It's called a refueling, and there are multiple names for that, and the rebranding, and they are just selling that. It's kind of think of many of the medicines. What happens in such thing as like we seen during COVID times, Paviflu and hydrochloroquine, there was quite a demand for such tablets. So at that when it emerged, and they start selling the fake medicines, and they somehow enters to the supply chain of the whole pharma industry. Now, issue is that many people says blockchain can be a solution for that. So how come it's a blockchain solution for that? If any of your viewer is currently having a medicines nearby him, just take that medicine. If you see, there would be a batch number inside every medicine, and that batch number is different for a complete every lot of the tablet. The lot is जो like जिस दिन वो tablet बनी है, जिस time पे वो tablet बनी है, there will be different batch number for every lot.
Right.
For that tablet or that for that medicine basically authenticity. So in blockchain, what is this? In blockchain, what is there is there is a number. So currently, many people are saying if they integrate blockchain technology, like if they assign blockchain technology from manufacturer, the manufacturer is giving a batch number, and that technology is carrying away to the retail consumer. In that way, the consumer, first of all, the consumer can track कि वो tablet and XYZ tablet कहाँ से आया है.
Right.
Second thing, the authenticity of the tablet would be maintained because manufacturer authorized that would give you authenticity. So blockchain is definitely for the solution for the counterfeit tablet because जो बीच में जो disruption है और बीच में जो insertion आ जाता है
हाँ.
fake companies का that could be lost.
Correct, correct, correct. Thank you so much for that wonderful explanation. एक चीज तो मुझे खुद भी मालूम पड़ी अभी rebranding वाली, the example that you gave of a particular company. So that was very informative. Next question to you. जैसे you have identified those gaps. So what do you think in future and in avenue prospect में अगर हम बात करें तो उसमें scalability, scope वगैरह है क्या इस particular field में? What are your views on that?
See, I would quote one of the greatest founder at present in India. We all know CRED. So the founder of CRED, Kunal Shah, he has said one thing: if you bring a convenience in anything. आज मैं घर बैठे बैठे उबर बुक कर रहा हूँ, आई एम पेइंग दैट उबर, आई एम पेइंग, वो मेरे को लोकल से ज्यादा महंगा गिरेगा, बट आई विल पे हिम क्योंकि कन्वीनियंस है. सो बेसिक चीज है इन सप्लाई चेन देयर आर on a particular problem. Just recently, just now I touched on the batch number. If you go to a DMart or a Walmart, you would see a barcode on every product. If XYZ, I went to a Walmart and I brought a corn flour or something, there would be a barcode on that. That person XYZ like accountant or someone can easily scan that barcode and you can easily get the product and product can enter to your software.
Correct.
But in pharma thing, you have to manually enter it batch wise.
Okay.
From the wholesaler for feeding any software, you have to manually enter that.
Right.
So if you create a solution for that, currently many of the, if you can see in Wellness Forever and the other retail chain, they stick a manual barcode. But issue with the manual barcode is you have to buy the whole strip. And when we go to tier 2, tier 3 cities now, most of the consumers of such medicines are the daily wagers. And you can't expect them to buy a whole script. They would buy a 3 days ka, 6 days ka. You can't.
Correct.
Obviously, for them it's like din ka kamana, din ka khana. Basically for them.
Correct.
But you can create a solution on that particularly. Then in supply chain, there are a lot of things involved, like super stockists and then wholesale and distribution. So if you
Correct.
can reduce that gap, and if not possible, if you can create a one-stop solution, like I would say for retail as well, if he wants to take a medicine on Sun Pharma, he has to go to different distributor. If he also go to Cipla, then he's also different distributor. And there are lots of different distributors for multiple cosmetic brands. And if you can create a one-stop solution for that, that could be a great thing. Then currently in pharmacy, someone use integration analytics. Data analytics is basically
Hmm.
making decisions from data into
Hmm.
manufacturing and into specific clinical trials and all. So if
Right.
someone wants to go into clinical trials, if he has an interest in pathology or if he has an interest in formulation and all, then there is a great integration of all these things into manufacturing data analytics and all. Then one particular thing which is integrating is we know Asian Paint. Tell me, Pam, what Asian Paint does.
एशियन पेंट ऑब्वियसली सेल्स देयर पेंट अलग अलग टेक्नोलॉजीज लाके कि ये बैक्टीरिया प्रूफ है ये एंटीवायरल
Asian
है.
Paint is not a paint company. It's a if I
या
hmm,
प्लीज कंटिन्यू
no,
देयर.
if I told you Asian Paints is not a paint industry. It's not in the paint industry, into data industry. What would be your reaction?
दैट वुड बी वेरी शॉकिंग बिकॉज कभी ऐसे सोचा नहीं.
Huh. See, actually, Asian Paints is completely into data industry. Asian Paint was the first company जिसने like one of the initial company जिसने इंडिया में कंप्यूटर लाया था. They from that almost from that sport data of consumer. So before if you go to buy a Asian paint, they already know तो कौन सा पेंट लेने वाला है, कितने में लेने वाला है, कितना लेने वाला है. What what give edge उनको मिलता है, उसके कारण they can predict how much product they should outsource or how much product they should sell to your retailers. So इसमें जो expired या वापस आने का जो डर होता है कि expired माल वापस आ जाएगा, सेलिंग नहीं हुई है, ये कम हो जाता है, which reduces company का operating cost, which gives the companies an operating edge. So this is now if we start predicting the order area wise कि ये tablet एरिया में इतनी सेल हो रही है, if that in that case the company के पास जो expired माल आता है and which create a bio waste and lot of things, this can almost get reduced to none.
राइट. So that was a lovely way to answer जितनी चीजें तूने इस while you were answering you the number of things that you linked with this जैसे bio waste hazards का कैसे कम करना है, then integrating data analytics and other information that you gave like data company and all. So that was really very new thing and new areas for the viewers to explore. So lastly, would you like to say anything because you are a very good analyst and I've personally seen how deep is your analysis and the way you have participated in this podcast, it shows how much of knowledge and how much of deep learning you have. So any suggestions, tips or advices for our viewers and audience that अगर आप किसी चीज को एनालाइज कर रहे हो so what are the major parameters किस basis पे करो या फिर कहाँ से करो कोई sites वगैरह है. So would you like to brief on that?
Always say this is the time for multitaskers. This is the era of multitaskers. I always say, see, we are living in an area of integration where two sectors are integrating in all sectors. Where I say, see, एक time था when if I can say कि I can excel at singing or I can excel at dancing, I would be called as a master. But this is not a era. I should be jack of all. I should know singing thoda sa. I should know music thoda sa. I should know this thoda sa, dancing thoda sa. This is the time for that. So one should have a knowledge of 2 or 3 fields. If I give an example, one of my friends is currently doing pharmacy in Bitspilani. What he did, he was doing pharmacy and finance together. And recently he got placed in one of the big four in Deloitte. And what currently he does is he manages Nifty Pharma. What is Nifty Pharma is? Nifty Pharma is basically portfolio of top pharma stocks. So we should know pharma has presence everywhere. लोग वही 3 4 MR, sales, research उससे बाहर निकल के भी enlarge your scope. Pharma has a very lot of things. There is pharma and distribution supply chain as I mentioned. There is pharma in data analytics, data science. Pharma भी बहुत involved है. We have to see in retail as well. There are a lot of issues we are facing. Then in pharma, if you know, I would challenge find me a medical without a pharma software or without a computer.
Okay.
In every medical, there is a pharma software. But issue is that pharmacists are designed software. That software is designed by engineer.
Right.
So it is not properly a pharma-based software. So if a complete IT solutions for a pharma would come, there is no consultancy services that are available for pharma. If a consultancy services can be available for pharmacists, then there are a lot of the pharmacists taxation process is quite complicated. Someone it can then someone reduce that and someone bring a solution for that.
Right.
Then if there are a lot of loopholes someone have to catch, and how one can catch that by doing an additional course. If someone is like has a good hold on data, then he can do a data. If someone feels he has a good hold on selling, then that person can do a XYZ course on marketing and sale with a pharmacy.
Correct.
And because someone has to recently, I heard a news that government in coming years would ban MR and MR system.
Acha.
So at that time, one should have a skills and such skills, irreplaceable skills that in that way can contribute. And if you're bringing something genuine, something point which society needs,
Right.
then that would benefit you as well money wise, and that would benefit society as well.
As well. Right. So that's a lovely tip and suggestion. And one thing that we all would take from this session is that you have to be a multitasker. That's what Devansh said. And आपको amalgamation करना आना चाहिए दूसरे industry के कोई person से. जैसे he gave example of a person who's doing with shares, Nifty shares as well. So thank you so much, Devansh, for today's session. It was lovely having you here, and it's really a pleasure to like seeing you as a junior and then having a podcast with you. And like itni khushi ho rahi hai that you have excelled so much. So keep learning, and thank you so much for sharing out time for today's session. And viewers, if you want
Actually, I feel glad to get.
continue, guys.
Yeah. I mean, actually, I feel glad to get all that from you because I consider poem as my inspiration. The lot of things what he does, he inspires me. He writes like like sometimes I think poems definitely have more than 24 hours in a day. Let's accept. So generally, it's glad and thank you so much for having me here.
And viewers, if you all have any doubts or if you want to connect with Devansh, I will be dropping his LinkedIn credentials in the description section. You can reach out to him there, connect with him, or if you have doubts, you can drop in the comment section. He'll answer it as and when he gets time, or he'll pass it over to you. Okay. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a good day.